Antonio Brown is in some trouble with the NFL once again. Antonio Brown is in some trouble with the NFL once again. We're going to talk about it right after the bump. What's going on, everybody? Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Black Boss channel and Victor Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload every single day. Now, Antonio Brown, he is in some trouble with the NFL as it has come out that Antonio Brown and two other teammates have been suspended by the league for faking their jab status. Let's just keep it at that. I know this is an official story. I guess I could use it in this, but we don't want to mess with the algorithms and have them shadow ban us or anything like that. But Antonio Brown is suspended by the NFL for faking his jab status. Shout out to My Name is Corey. What's going on, Corey? So Antonio Brown, just to kind of give you guys some backstory, a couple weeks ago, I was in Memphis and before I was about to go out, there was a story that ran across SportsCenter and it said Antonio Brown's former chef comes out and said that the big time former All-Pro was in search of a fake vaccine card, a fake jab card. This is what the story came out. And I was like, whoa, that's kind of crazy. And the chef looked like he was kind of hating a little bit, but he came out and was like, yo, I remember I was working for Antonio Brown and he was searching around Florida, searching around the league, trying to get a fake jab card, trying to get a fake vaccine card. And nothing came of it because they asked Bruce Arians. Nobody ever asked Antonio Brown apparently, but they asked Bruce Arians, who's the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he said, man, as far as I know, all of our players have gotten the vaccine. All of our players are vaccinated. All of them have taken care of that. So if you got any questions about that, you ask our team doctors. All our team doctors, our team officials have checked and they're all clear. So that was in the middle of November. That was roughly around November 18th, November 19th or something like that. Today, December 2nd, it has come out that the league actually investigated Antonio Brown after those claims were made by his former chef. They investigated AB, and they have figured out that not only AB, but two of his teammates, Jonathan Franklin and Mike Edwards, all had fake jab cards, all had fake vaccine cards, all were fake. And I'm going to read to you the story from Yahoo Sports. This is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers receiver, Antonio Brown, was suspended for the next 3 games after misrepresenting his COVID-19 vaccination status, the NFL announced Thursday. Brown is one of 3 NFL players to be suspended without pay for the next 3 games. Buccaneers cornerback Mike Edwards and free agent cornerback Jonathan Franklin III also suspended. Then it lays out the NFL rules and stuff. The 3 waived their rights. The 3 players waived their rights to appeal the suspension. Brown and Edwards were served the bans immediately. Franklin will serve his suspension if he's picked up by an NFL team. So that can honestly, for those of you who don't remember Jonathan Franklin, he was on Last Chance U. He played for Florida State, and I want to say Auburn. He was on Last Chance U, famously for that. But that probably just ended his NFL career, by the way, because picking up a guy who was kind of like a borderline roster guy anyway, a special teams guy, just for him to be suspended as soon as you pick him up, his career could probably be done, and that's pretty detrimental. The Buccaneers, and Franklin was on the Bucs earlier this year too. The Buccaneers issued a brief statement Thursday thanking the league for its timely handling of the matter, and it's just a quick little statement. And back in September, Bucs coach Bruce Arians claimed that his team was 100% vaccinated. Arians stood by that claim when asked about Brown's vaccination status in November. That's what I just talked about, saying that the team, quote, did its due diligence. When looking into the matter, the Buccaneers released a statement at the time saying the team reviewed COVID-19 vaccination cards and, quote, no irregularities were observed. Well, sounds like the Buccaneers didn't do that great of a job. Sounds like the Buccaneers didn't do that great of a job. See, now Fordham, that's a good question you said, so Rodgers gets a pass. That's a good question, so that's a good thing. There's a difference between what AB, Mike Edwards did and what Aaron Rodgers did, and I was going to get to that later, but since you brought it up, I'm going to go ahead and discuss it. See, Aaron Rodgers lied to the media. Aaron Rodgers lied to the public. Aaron Rodgers lied to those guys. But his teammates and his team understood that he didn't have the jab, understood that he didn't have the vaccine, understood that he was unvaccinated. His team knew that. He and Alan Lazard, who both got fined, the team knew that. Like there was no lying or misrepresentation of what Aaron Rodgers did, except to the media. That was it. But the team got fined for that because Rodgers was walking around without a mask and stuff like that. The team got fined for that. See, the difference between that, the team knew. AB lied to his team. AB lied to the league. AB lied to these people. There's a huge difference in that, and that is why AB is getting suspended, whereas Rodgers and Alan Lazard, I think, just got fined like 15 grand. There's a huge difference, and that's why AB and Mike Edwards are missing game checks, whereas Aaron Rodgers was fined 15 grand. See, that's a huge difference in the two matters at hand. Let's see. Tim McDonald says, what about nothing happened to the quarterback of Green Bay? See, that's the thing. That's why I had to break that down, because a lot of people are saying the same thing. AB, what he did is totally different than what Aaron Rodgers did. I want you guys to understand that. Lying about your status and lying to the media and not to your team and teammates versus lying to everyone. There's a difference. There's a huge difference. And that is why the league punishment was totally different. See, the league only suspended AB because he presented a fake vaccine card. The thing is, you can play in the NFL without the jab. You can play in the NFL without the vaccine. There is no requirement by the NFL for players to get the jab. You want to know how I know? Because there's plenty of players, prominent players, who don't have it. Darius Leonard doesn't have the jab. Carson Wentz, starting quarterback of the Colts, doesn't have the jab. Darius Leonard's an all-pro linebacker for the Colts, doesn't have the jab. Lamar Jackson, who has actually gotten sick twice with the virus, doesn't have the jab. Kirk Cousins, starting quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings, doesn't have the jab. Josh Allen, starting quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, doesn't have the jab. I can go on and on, but you can play in this league without it. But these guys, what they aren't doing, they aren't lying about their status. See, AB could have very well played with it. His coach wouldn't have been able to say his team's 100% vaccinated, but he could have been able to play. He could have been perfectly fine. Amari Cooper, who's returning tonight for the Cowboys, doesn't have the jab. He could have played. But it was the fact that he lied to his team, he lied to the league, he lied to the players. That is why this is a big deal. That is why people are going to be pissed. That is why he is being suspended for 3 games. Because he went out there and did something I want to say is illegal. I don't know. I don't know the whole jab stuff with the cards and not having the cards. But to present a jab card or a vaccine card or whatever to public domains or whatever, I think that's illegal. Somebody can fact check me on that. I want to say that's illegal. The good thing for Antonio Brown is he lives in the state of Florida and they don't care about that kind of stuff. Florida and Texas are 2 places. There's other places, but those 2 places specifically do not care about whether you have the jab or not. You can go and live your life freely. They do not care, not one bit. So let me see if there's anything else that's pretty prominent about this thing. This was taking place with AB. So, okay, so I want to read to you about the counterfeit jab cards, or the counterfeit vaccine cards. It says Brown's vaccination status came under fire in November. I told you around November 18th, 19th, somewhere around there, when a report from the Tampa Bay Times alleged that Brown paid for a counterfeit vaccine cards before training camp. Brown's former live-in chef, Steve Ruiz, who is a rat, by the way, let's call it what it is, he's a rat. Steve Ruiz provided text messages in which Brown's girlfriend allegedly offered to pay Ruiz $500 for a counterfeit vaccine card for Brown. Ruiz said he was not able to provide a fake card to Brown, but Brown claimed he purchased one a few weeks after the initial text. The NFL did not confirm that story or provide specifics in its investigation. The league said it heard allegations those players misrepresented their vaccine statuses and that a review supported those allegations and found out that the 3 players violated the protocol. See, here's what's going to happen from this, and this is why I wanted to bring this up. Here's what's going to take place now that AB, Mike Edwards, Jonathan Franklin down in Tampa all got caught lying about their status. See, now the league is going to check everybody, do a thorough investigation on everybody to make sure everyone has their jab that says, at least the ones that say they do. And when that happens, I would not be surprised if there are more suspensions. Listen to me when I'm telling you. I said now that this is taking place, I would not be surprised if other players have lied about their status and if other players will be suspended because of this. See, because of AB and Mike Edwards and this rat of a personal chef, let's call him what he is. He was a rat. He's the one to snitch. He's the reason why all this is going on. That rat of a personal chef. Now other teams are going to do thorough investigations of their players because AB and his teammates, or former teammate in Jonathan Franklin's case, are going to make teams check, especially the teams that claim to be 100% vaccinated, especially the teams that claim to have 100% vaccination throughout the team. And now they're quite possibly, I don't know this, I do not know this, quite possibly there are other players on other teams who have fake vaccine cards. There are other players on other teams who are faking it till they make it, who are faking it to make it. Point blank, period. So AB could have just opened Pandora's box and we could potentially be seeing other players get suspended. Quite possibly. I would not be surprised if that takes place. So right now, the suspension count is at 3. Do not be surprised if over the next week or two, that suspension count raises to 4 or 5 or 6. I don't think it'll go like outrageous. I don't think it'll be like 20 or 30, right? I don't think, but I just, in my brain, I could be totally wrong, but in my brain, in this brain of mine, I just don't believe Antonio Brown and his 2 other teammates are the only players in the NFL that are doing this. I just refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe Antonio Brown and his 2 teammates down in Tampa in the state of Florida who does not care about this kind of stuff. You got to remember, the state of Florida does not care about whether you have the jab or not. The state of Florida, Ron DeSantis, the governor, does not care. He doesn't. The reason why AB and his teammates lied about it and decided to do this, so their team, a team with Tom Brady, a team who just won the Super Bowl, who represents the NFL as the reigning Super Bowl champions, wanted to say they had 100% vaccination. That's it. And so if you get this reigning Super Bowl champion say they're 100% vaccinated, hopefully that influences other teams across the league to say, maybe we should be 100% vaccinated as well. That's literally the only reason why this even matters. They play in the state of Florida. Governor DeSantis, out of all the other governors, DeSantis in Florida, Abbott in Texas are the only ones that do not care about this kind of stuff. Like outwardly, that let the public know outwardly, we do not care whether you get the jab or not. So now, the NFL teams, they're going to be checking these cards. And I would not be surprised if someone else or a couple of someone else's end up getting suspended because of what Antonio Brown, Jonathan Franklin, and Mike Edwards. Shout out to the rats. No shout out to the rat Steve Ruiz, the former live-in chef, that shined a light on all of this. And now are costing these guys hundreds of thousands of dollars. 3 game checks. I think the 3 game checks for AB racks up to about roughly $200,000. Now, it's a drop. It might be a drop in the bucket to him, but it's his money that he's losing out on because this dude wanted to be a rat. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Leave your thoughts in the chat. Once again, I'm Jeff Lightsy Jr. with the Black Boss channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button. Like, share, subscribe on your way out. And you can follow me on Instagram for sports stories at VF Sports Show. That's VF Sports Show on Instagram. On Twitter, I am Jeff J Lightsy 7 on Twitter, at J Lightsy 7 on Twitter. And on Facebook, it is Jeff Lightsy Sports. On Facebook, it's Jeff Lightsy Sports. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out, and I will see you next time. Peace.